Hey, you guys, and welcome to American Culture. I'm going to share with you something very unique. I have finally stepped into becoming myself. Let me tell you how this all started. So, back at the end of 2015, I kind of had a dream. I realized who I was. I said, oh, okay, Jesus, I'm going to do it. My awakening, yes, it started with a dream. And ever since then, it's been just this kind of crazy roller coaster. But we're going to bypass all that because I'm sure as this channel goes on, I'll be able to tell you more of it. So, how did I get to this point today where I'm officially declaring on February the 16th, 2026? No, I'm myself. And I'm going to do exactly the purpose that God told me to live and do. The neighbors upstairs, I have them to thank for that. In fact, I have two experiences to thank for that. First, it was yesterday. I take Lyft and Uber because I don't drive, you guys, and I've been doing that for the better part of a decade. So a lot of weird things started happening in 2015. That's when my life started to kind of like break apart, and I realized the world was different. So one of the things that I gave up was driving. I want to contend with that. Long story short, yesterday I usually take Uber, which means to go fast. But instead, I picked Lyft because they actually got there quicker. And Lyft means to rise. This is important. You see, I get in this Lyft, and the guy seems to be annoyed. Like he can't find the long driveway. First, he's across the street. Then he pulls into some random house, and I could see you over there, so I have to walk. I get in the car. I leave my food. Now, mind you, this is like $35 worth of takeout that I've just ordered to this house that I was at because I'm a home health nurse. And I asked him, could we go back? Now, mind you, we're like 3 blocks away. Yeah, sure. There's nowhere for me to turn around. I said, sir, there's like an open area just literally right there. And he did. And then he got pissed off. He got mad about that. Didn't want to put on his blinkers, tried to pull out of traffic. The lady's honking. He's over here. This is saying things. And I'm like, sir, calm down. I even told him, I said, I give you a tip. This is important too. I'll give you a tip. Just relax. Oh no, he had to keep running his mouth, do all this other stuff. And, in the like 3 minutes that this took to get into do all this other stuff, back at the house, I was like, no, I'm not getting back in here. I told him I was going to report him. And yeah, you can go ahead and cancel. He proceeded to drive off, waiting for me to cancel so that he could get paid. No, no, you get to cancel because you're the one acting the jerk. And I decided at that moment, no, I'm going to report you. The man was road raging. He was mad at the cars. He was mad at me. He was frustrated. It was raining. You don't need to be out here responsible for other people's lives. Go home and calm down. You see, the healing version of me could relate to that man's frustration, and I wouldn't have reported him because I don't want to make it worse for him. He's already doing Lyft. Clearly things aren't going good. But the healed version of me, the one that's in the front, the one that's the leader, and it's important that you understand what God is really calling us to be. It's not a particular thing, a purpose. He wants you to be a leader. He wants you to go from the last to the first. And so you have to possess the qualities of leadership. And so what I like I said, I normally wouldn't have said anything. I would have just let it go. But no, this time it was different. This time, no, you don't need to be having this job, sir. And I'm not doing this from a point of evil or vengeance or upset. I'm doing this from righteousness. And later on, when I was meditating and doing my thoughts, it was like God gave me this overwhelming feeling like that is it. The door to old life is closed. Let me tell you why that happened. You see, I've had plenty of times in my life where I've run into the, honey, we ain't bringing that over here. You're not acting like that. Honey, there's something drastically wrong with you. You got to fix yourself. I've run into those people that could tell me those hard truths. And at first, you want to fight them. But eventually, if you're in the mindset of getting yourself together, you start saying, I'm going to fix it. I'm going to make it right. And God was using me in that moment to be that closed door, to be that, nah, this ain't going to work. You don't know how to act correctly. Boom, we're finished here. And if it wasn't me that he was going to get that lesson for me, it was going to be somebody else. Somebody else was going to end up reporting this man. He didn't have a 5-star rating. So I don't think that this is the first time he had gotten reported. And it suddenly dawned on me, like God, when he puts, like I said, he is not necessarily trying to make you a wife. He's not trying to make you a business owner. He's trying to make you a leader. He wants you to go from that I'm in last position to no, I'm in first position. I make decisions. I gatekeep here. And it's not in the negative way, but it is this is a space where that can't go. And sometimes you have to hear that. Like for myself, when I was out there smoking weed and stuff like that, I had plenty of spaces I couldn't take that too. When I was out there dysfunctional, easily upset, manipulative, plenty of spaces. You can't take that with you, not here. And I ran into people and circumstances that let me know, no, I had to leave that stuff behind. And so I did. And for the first time, I was like really, I was happy. I was satisfied that I actually reported this man, and hopefully he does. He gets kicked off the app because you don't need to be doing this. Nah. For that 3 minute exchange to end up so heated, I'm literally like, I just wanted to go home. I lived 10 minutes away from there. You know what I mean? So all I wanted to do was go home. I didn't want to have to sit and I had to go wait another 15 minutes for somebody else. Should have just called my friend to come get me, but I didn't. Anyway, that was the thing. I should have just outright asked for my friend to come pick me up, but I didn't. And I ended up in this situation. So I told him, I said, listen, if I ever have to go, you're going to have to come get me. And he's agreed. With that being said, that kind of made me feel like, oh, okay, I'm finally stepped into leadership. Part number two. This is the kicker to what really pushed me over into being myself. Horrific. Have a 150-pound Great Pyrenees living upstairs. Yes. Fourth floor. Not only can I hear this dog constantly walking around, I can feel him. It never stops, to the point to where I finally went up there. I was hysterical maybe like a few days ago, maybe like a week ago, because I can't even sit down here and think straight without having to hear your dog bumping around. Now they seem to be quiet about that for a few days, but last night, nah, it's like they just didn't care. And for me, I that was it. It was like I didn't really want to bother somebody in their house. Again, I was thinking from an empathetic position as opposed to a position of leadership, of gatekeeping, of keeping a good environment good, of noticing standards and saying, hey, can't do that here. Nah, this does not facilitate peace, love, and joy. Stop. And so today, I finally wrote my email to management. I'm going to call tomorrow just in case I don't get an email back. But I finally wrote my email to management, telling them what's going on. I've got a little video of the noise, sending that over when I get off of here. And you're going to have to stop. Because I get that you live on the fourth floor because you don't want to have to hear anybody above you. But it's completely inconsiderate, rude, not thoughtful, unkind, and the list goes on and on and on for you thinking that a Great Pyrenees is supposed to be living in an apartment. It is not my issue that you want a certain life but can't get it, so you're trying to force yourself into that situation here. That kind of dog literally needs sheep and open fields to go run in and hunt and be a dog in. You've got that thing cooped up in an apartment all day long, and it's driving me nuts. And so I finally said, no, your comfort does not supersede mine. It was another situation where no, we're in the same, we're equals here. Okay, I'm not going to suffer because of you, and I'm not going to listen to your dog all day, every day. No, you get the pleasure of leaving and going to work. I work from here. This is my place of work. Nah, you get the pleasure of going away and not having to deal with it. No, I don't get that. I have to hear it at night. I have to hear it in the day. No, thank you. So like I said, that was kind of like, I will confront and deal with anybody from the position of who I actually am, not who I was. No, we're gonna get it straight here. Be able to be respectful and treat people with some type of dignity and understanding. This is crazy, and a lot of people they don't. Like I say, we've spent way too much time living our lives to the phone. It's almost like we've forgotten how to have actual human interactions. In fact, interacting with people just gets on your nerves. It's like, why do I have to deal with another person? Because with the phone, you don't want to deal with it. Just swipe or change stuff. But in real life, you have to tolerate people, and like tolerance for people is dwindling to less than nothing, to the point to where, like I say, you're not even being considerate of the fact of you're dealing with another person. The guy in the lift, he was not considerate of the fact you're dealing with a paying customer. We don't get to act this way. The guy upstairs, he's not considerate of the fact I also pay $2,000 a month to be here. Don't want to live underneath your dog park because you're too lazy to take your pet outside. And so for me, I think the realization came when I realized not only am I not last, not only am I equal, oh no, but I'm going to lead this situation back to the peace, the honor, and the respect it deserves to be laced with, or it deserves to have the foundation of. That's pretty much it. So yeah, this shift that you're looking for, and I know that I was looking for, I thought it came with like a job. I thought it came with like a, a significant other or whatever. No, it comes with you realizing how this is working. God is taking you from the last to the first. He's making you a leader. And a pivotal thing is to see yourself as equal to the situations around you and worthy. I'm not less than the Lyft driver. I'm not less than the guy upstairs. I'm not less than anybody. We're standing toe to toe, and you're not going to disrespect me, and you're not going to bring chaos to my space. That's not going to happen. And so, like I say, it's from that position of no, we're equal, that you have to sometimes take the leadership role here and be grateful to have it, not slink back into self-preservation or sympathy, empathy, because that's where you were living. I'm not suffering here or surviving. I'm going to thrive here regardless of how you feel. So yeah, it's just interesting. It's interesting for me to have finally gotten to this point. I think I'll be a lot more consistent with everything that I do from here on out. Have a blessed day, you guys.